We're going to do our neck stretches that we did on Tuesday. So kneeling or standing, whichever you prefer. And take your hands to the side of your head. Lean your ear towards your shoulder. So right ear to right shoulder. And then reach your opposite arm long and away from you. So we're just looking to stretch all of the muscles on the side of the neck into the shoulder. Can get a bit stiff if we're sitting around. Nice deep breaths. Good, then we're going to swap sides, so come back to the centre, tipping over, head to shoulder, reaching that arm nice and long and away from you. Deep breaths. Good, then we're going to lay onto our back. We're finding a neutral position, so we're going to take the knees bent, feet on the floor. And we've got a slight curve underneath the lower back. So we're in our neutral position, arms just rest down beside you. So we're going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as we're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, we want to keep our hips nice and level. So remember, we're keeping a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So getting the shoulders away from the ears, the chest is nice and open. Your weight is evenly placed to your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. And just start to gently tighten through the tummy. From here, we're going to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into your mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. So tucking under to flatten. Holding there, breathe in. Exhale to release out to neutral. So trying to get a nice strong flat back as you're tucking under. Holding it there. Releasing back out. You're trying to use just your pelvis and your tummy muscles to move. So if you can, you're avoiding squeezing the bottom. So this next one, we're going to hold our flat back position. Tucking under, holding that flat back. So keeping your back pressing into your mat, we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, tighten all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Keep that flat back, tightening in. And release. So you're thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. half this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. Keep that flat back. So remembering to keep the upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears. Chest is nice and open. If you are feeling tense through the upper body, just turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Keep taking those nice deep breaths in and out. Pull your tummy all the way down towards your spine. And keep that weight evenly placed through your feet. So big toe, little toe, heel. We're halving one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting. Something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So gentle tighten as you breathe out. Inhale to release. So your flat back position should feel really strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring those legs up into a tabletop position and we're gluing them together. As you breathe out, tip both legs over to the side, releasing one hip from your mat. Inhale to come back to the center and we swap sides. Tipping over, release that hip, come back to the center. So although that hip is releasing from the floor, you're keeping both shoulders in contact with your mat. So you're using your tummy muscles to tip you over to the side, bring you back to the center where you should find that flat back position. And then tip over again onto the other side. As you come into the center, flat back, so tighten your pelvic floor. Nice deep breaths. Let's take 2 more on each side. Tipping over. And center. Tipping over. And center. You've got 1 more on each side with tipping over. And center. Tipping over. And center. Relax there. Hug those knees to your chest. Just take a little rock from side to side, releasing through the spine. Then we're going to go onto our hands and knees to stretch out through the back. As you come onto your hands and your knees, get those hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your tummy is nice and tightened here. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck the pelvis under, so we start to curve through the back. We're arching the spine, and we drop the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, let the pelvis come back to your start position. We're working through the spine. And your head is the last thing to lift. So we're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We're holding, breathe in. Releasing out through the spine, piece by piece. The head is the last thing to lift. So what we want to do is get lots of movement through the back. Working into each section, piece by piece. So if you do have any areas that feel stiff or sore, just take them nice and slowly. Control the movement, try and release through each vertebrae, one by one. So as we're curling through the back, what we want to do is pull the tummy all the way in. Then as we release out to our start position, think shoulders come away from the ears. Nice deep breaths. You've got 2 more here. This is your last one, tucking under. And from there we push back into our shell stretch, bottom to the feet. Reach those arms out in front. Then we're on our back, we're finding neutral. So take your knees bent, feet on the floor, and we want the knees to be in line with the hips so they're not knocking, they're not splaying out. Your arms are relaxed down beside you, and you're in neutral, so you've got that slight curve underneath your lower back. From here, as you breathe out, I want you to tuck your pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Squeeze your bottom and start to lift it, but you're peeling away from the floor. Piece by piece, bringing those hips up, working through the spine. Lift your hips up as high as you can go. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, we tuck the rib cage under. We roll down through the spine. Release out to neutral. Ready to go again. We're tucking under to flatten. Squeeze the bottom. Peel away. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, tuck your rib cage under. You're rolling down through the spine. Piece by piece. Release out to neutral. Tuck under to flatten. Squeeze. So there's still lots of movement through your back. Peeling away from your mat. Piece by piece. Get those hips up as high as you can. Take a nice deep breath in as you hold. Tuck the rib cage under. Rolling down through the spine. We release out to neutral. So try and get those shoulders away from your ears. Open up the chest. Remember, if you're feeling tense, turn your palms up to the ceiling. Got the weights evenly placed to your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. Tummy and pelvic floor are tightened. Breathe. Exhale to start lifting. As you come into your high position, take your breath in. Control down. Let's take 2 more here. We tuck under. Start to lift. Holding there. Controlling down. You've got one more here. And just reach yourself out into a nice full body stretch. Good, staying in your neutral position, so come back to knees bent, feet on the floor, arms along and beside you. The knees don't knock or open out, they stay in line with your hips. You've got a curl under the lower spine. Deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale, lift the shoulders from the floor, reaching your arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. So chin to chest, lifting the shoulders, reaching the arms. We hold. Control back down. So you're thinking tummy is lifting you. Pull the belly button all the way down. You're using the nod of your head to try and keep some tension away from the neck. So chin to chest, then tighten the tummy to lift. We hold. Control back down. Get those arms reaching long and away from you. So your shoulders are coming away from the ears. Tighten your pelvic floor. We've got two more here, then we're changing the arms. Last one. From here, bring your arms across your chest like you're giving yourself a hug. Excuse me. Your movement stays the same. Breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. We hold, breathe in. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So just check to make sure those shoulders haven't lifted to your ears now that you've moved your arms. They stay down and away. You're still using your chin to chest position. Keep the neck as relaxed as you possibly can. Tummy is tightening. Use your pelvic floor. So just keep that movement really controlled. We've got two more here. We'll change the arms one last time. Last one. Take your hands one on top of the other. You're placing them either onto your forehead, or if your neck is sore, bring those hands behind your head. Remember, it's the head, not the neck. Again, we breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. Holding here, breathe in. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting those shoulders, we hold. Control back down. So you're still using the nod of your head, even if your hands are behind there for support. Get your elbows really wide, so that your chest stays open. Remember, shoulders are down. Still tightening in the tummy. Use the pelvic floor. Nice deep breaths. 2 more here. Last one. From there, as you relax down, just drop your head to the floor, hug those knees into your chest. If your neck is sore, then rock your head from side to side. From here, we're going on to our fronts. If you need a quick drink before you change positions, then grab one. As you come onto your front, get those legs nice and long. Hands are mat width apart in line with your ears. You're looking down to the floor. So it's the same that we've done all week here. We're taking a nice deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, you're pushing the nose forwards. Lift your head and your chest. Keep those forearms down. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control down onto the floor. Push the nose forwards, lift your head and your chest. We hold. Control back down. So we want to make sure that we're working up the back of the legs and into the bottom. Keeping your tummy nice and tightened. So your bottom and your tummy can work together to keep your back nice and strong. If at any point those legs start to cramp, tuck the toes under like I'm doing here, just to lengthen through the legs. Your shoulders are down, your chest is nice and open. Deep breaths. We're taking 2 more here, then we'll change the arms. Push that nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. We hold. Control back down. Last one here. Push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. We hold. Control back down. Bring your hands, one on top of the other. And you're going to attach your hands onto your forehead, so your elbows are nice and wide. From here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to lift from the floor. This is more of a hover, you're bringing the hands with you. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Lifting up. Holding there. Control back down. So it doesn't matter if this lift is smaller, just work to where your body will allow you to move. Keep the squeeze in your bottom, tightening in your tummy. Shoulders are down. Breathe. We have 2 more of these. Lifting up and down. Last one, lifting up and down. From there we push back into our shell stretch. bottom to the feet. Reach those arms out in front. And then we're going into the 100. So we're going to find our nice strong flat back position. I'll talk you through as I have done all week, and then we'll go together. So tuck under, nice flat back, really strong into the floor here. This time as we lift our legs up to come into our tabletop position, we're actually going to lengthen them. So don't worry if you have to keep this slight bend through your knee. What I want you to do is have the longest position that you can maintain throughout the 100. So if that's closer to tabletop, doesn't matter, we'll work to build that length through the legs. So from here, if your neck gets sore, leave your head down. If not, we're going to be in a lifted position with your chin to the chest, arms are long, your palms are facing the floor. So you're going to be beating your arms up and down for 100 repetitions. 5 as you breathe in, 5 as you breathe out. So it will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we're going to take our hands behind our head like we usually would to do our 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards the legs. Once you finish those, rest down. We'll do our crisscrosses that we've done all week, so 2 sets of 8, crisscrossing the legs. Keep the same length, so if your knees are bent, it's the lower leg that will be crisscrossing. Then just hugging those knees in, and we'll go into a stretch. I'll talk you through the whole thing, so you know what's going on. Hopefully you can keep up. So get that nice strong flat back position, pressing the lower back into the floor. As you lift those legs, lengthen them as much as you can. If you're lifting the upper body, nod the head, lift the shoulders, take those arms out nice and long with the palms facing the floor. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there, hands come behind the head. We're going into our sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your head down, leave those legs long. We're going to crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax there, hug those knees in. Then bring yourself into a nice full body stretch. Reaching long and away. Control that breathing. Bring yourself up to sitting. So as you come up to sitting, take your knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to take the legs a little bit wider, same as we did yesterday. If you need to sit up on a cushion or something, then grab one. Bring those arms across your chest, so each hand is on the opposite shoulder. You're sitting tall through the body. As you breathe out, you're going to pull your tummy in as you curve your back and start to lean away from your legs. Take it no further than halfway. Holding there, take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull that tummy in, lift yourself up and over. Restack your spine to sit up nice and tall. Curve and lean away. Holding there. We lift up and over. Sit nice and tall through the spine. Ready to go again. Get your shoulders down. Holding there. Tighten more, work that tummy, lift up and over. Restack the spine. Sit up tall. Breathe. So you shouldn't be holding your breath at any point. You can breathe as and when you need to. Lift up and over. Restack the spine to sit up tall. Tighten the pelvic floor. Work deep into those lower tummy muscles. You've got 2 more here. Curve and lean away. Holding there, we lift up and over. Restack nice and tall. Last time. Curve and lean away. Holding there. Come up and over. Sit tall through the spine. Good. As you relax there, we come into a stretch. Take the soles of your feet together. So your knees are nice and wide, your hips are really open. And just drop yourself forwards towards those feet, curving through the back. If you want to increase that stretch, push your elbows towards your legs, or into your legs, sorry, and just lean yourself over. From here, we're going to take our legs out nice and long on the mat. I'm going to lay ourselves back. We're going to go into our roll-up. So if you usually use something underneath your lower back, a towel or a cushion or a pad, place something underneath there. Having your legs nice and long, you want them to be flexed. So you're pushing your toes up towards your face, resting your arms down beside you. You should have that slight curve underneath your lower back. If you're using something underneath there, it will fill that space. So from here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in to nod the head. Exhale to lift the shoulders from the floor, bringing yourself up as high as you can go. So if you can, come all the way up and over. If not, you're just lifting to halfway. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control yourself down through the spine, releasing out to neutral. So chin to chest, lifting the shoulders. If you're just lifting halfway, this is where you stay to take your breath in. Control back down. So use your tummy muscles. That is what's helping to lift you from the floor. Pull your belly button all the way down. Take a nice deep breath in before you start to control yourself back. Relax those shoulders. Use your exhale. So if you're forcing that exhale out, it will help to give you more momentum as you're lifting. Drop your head at the top, help increase that stretch. You're only lifting halfway, just keep that nice and strong. I'd rather that you lifted just halfway up well than you did push into the floor or grab hold of the trousers. Just keep that nice strong form. And today we're just going to really concentrate on peeling the spine away from the floor.
So if you know you're quite good at this movement, try and really slow it down. Just really peeling away, and on the way back down, nice and slow, really working the tummy. You can do that if your lift is halfway up as well. So long as you can feel your tummy muscles working, it doesn't matter. Deep breath. You should not be holding your breath here. Having those feet nice and flexed will help to ground your legs, and try and reach past those toes if you can. So on the way down, nice and slow. Take your time, really work the tummy. If you're unsure, look how slowly I am moving through the downward phase of that movement. We're going to do 2 more of these. Lift to where you can go, reaching forwards, drop that head. Nice deep breath in. Slow, really slow on the way down. As slow as you can maintain that movement down, trying to get each vertebrae onto your mat one by one. You should really feel that working in your tummy. We've got 1 more here. Nice long stretch at the top. Then really slow on the way down. Take your time. Really pull that tummy in. Piece by piece. And relax down. Take a full body stretch. Give those legs a little shake out if you need to. Good, really good job, well done. Okay, from here, we're going to find a flat back position. You're tucked under, and we've lost the gap under our lower spine. We're going to come back to that straight legged or lengthened position we used for the 100. So as you lift, lengthen those legs as much as you can. Remember, it does not matter if you need to keep a bend in the knee. I'd rather your legs stayed lifted and were bent than you lengthen them more and you have to stop halfway. We're also going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So from here, as you breathe out, you're going to lift your shoulders, but look at your knees as you start to reach towards the feet with the hands. Inhale to come back down. So it's nice and slow. Lifting up. And down. If your neck is really sore, you've got one hand behind your head and the other arm is reaching. It's coming through the center. So remember to look to your knees so you're not straining through the neck. Reach those arms nice and long. Lifting up. We've got 2 more here. This is your last one. Relax down, hug those knees in. Good. From here we go back to our lengthened position, still in a flat back. And really tucked under. Bring those legs up. Remember, you can have a bend in the knee if you need to. I want you to flex your feet. So you're going to push your toes down towards your face, and your hands will be beside your knees. Nod the head and lift the shoulders. So we're going to do a movement we've done loads of times before, where the legs going long, down, down, and lift. You're keeping your feet flexed, which should increase the work you feel in the back of the leg. So as you breathe out on a pulse, one leg travels down, down, and lift. Swap sides. Down, down, and lift. And lift. And lift. So really push into your heel to help work the back of the leg. flat back position, so your tummy is tightened. You're using your pelvic floor. As you're moving that leg down, you're thinking long, longer, lift. Long, longer. It doesn't matter if your knees are bent at the top, the bottom leg is still going to reach out long. Long, long, and lift. Down, down, and lift. 2 more each side. Down, down, and lift. Breathe. This is your last one here. Lift. Relax, hug those knees in. Take them out long, the legs, sorry, and give them a little shake. Then bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and find neutral. So you've got a curve under the lower back. Your knees are in line with your hips, they're not knocking, they're not splaying out, and your arms begin down beside you. We're taking a deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, squeeze your bottom, drive your hips up as high as you can. Take a nice deep breath in to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale to bring everything back down together. So squeeze and lift. Inhale, float the arms to the ceiling. Control back down. So you're not rolling through the spine. You're going to squeeze to drive straight up. Float those arms up. Control back down. So it's a squeeze of your bottom that's going to drive those hips up nice and high. We want to make sure that the weight is evenly placed through the feet. So big toe, little toe, and heel. As you're lifting and holding those hips up high, I want you to think about sending your knees in the opposite direction, to stretch down the front of those thighs. Get the tummy really tightened. Pull your belly button all the way down to keep your rib cage and your chest in line. Tighten the pelvic floor. That's working as you drive your hips up. It's going to strengthen those lower tummy muscles. You're taking nice deep breaths in and out. Shouldn't be holding your breath here at any point. This movement through the arms is just to release through the shoulder socket. Let's take 2 more here, holding the last one lifted. Squeeze and drive up. Lifting those arms. Coming back down. This is your last one here. We're holding at the top. Keeping those arms lifted nice and high. So your arms stay long, fingertips pointing to the ceiling. We're going to drop our hips halfway down to the floor. Squeeze to drive back up. Drop them halfway down. Squeeze to drive back up. Making sure that your hips come up as high as they possibly can each time you're lifting them. The arms just stay lengthened. Think of relaxing the shoulders. Tummy and pelvic floor, keep working. Weight is even through the feet. You've got 4 more here. Halfway down, squeeze and lift. On our last one, you're going to hold that lifted position. So this is our last one here. Squeeze and lift. Make sure those hips are as high as they possibly can be. Really squeeze. Then control down. Bring the arms down, take the legs long, and give them a shake. Good. From here, we're going to go on to our fronts. If you need a drink, then grab one. So from here, We're going to keep nice and long through the legs, so staying close together. You're going to be relaxed in your upper body. So you can use a towel or your arms or something to rest down on. But you just want to make sure that you're comfortable and keeping those shoulders away from your ears. So don't lay with them really tense and lifted. And from here, what we're going to do is lift one leg up from the floor, just a small lift, bring it back down, the other leg lifts up, bring it down, lifting up and down. As you're doing those lifts, make sure that your hips are staying on the floor. So your leg won't be lifting very high. You want to keep your hip in contact with the mat. Working up the back of the leg all the way into your bottom. If you need to, just tuck those toes under. Just breathe how it feels comfortable to you. But remember, you're not holding your breath here. Keeping those shoulders down. So you can move your arms around if you need to. We're going to take 2 more on each side. Got 1 more on each side. Good. From here, we're going to lift both legs up together. So both legs are lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Really squeeze your bottom. Keep tightened in your tummy. You should be breathing. Keep those legs nice and long. It doesn't matter how high or low they're lifting. We're going to take 2 more here. And those legs relax down. From here, your arms are going to come out long and in front of you. I want you to then look down to the floor, and as you do that, start to bend your elbows until you can find a position where your shoulders are away from your ears. So it doesn't matter if your arms are really bent or if they're really long or somewhere in the middle, as long as you feel comfortable and your shoulders are relaxed. From here, we're going to lift one arm, your head and your chest from the floor. Coming back down. Swap sides, lifting the arm, the head and the chest, and down. Lifting up and down. So now your chest is starting to lift from the floor. You need to make sure that you're squeezing your bottom and pulling your tummy in. Trying to keep everything in line. So making sure that as you lift, you're not leaning over into the side. You're lifting straight up from the floor. We've got 2 more each side. Keep breathing. Last one each side. And then we're going into lifting both arms to the head and the chest together. Lifting up and down. Breathe. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Up and down. 2 more here. Lifting up and down. Last one. Lifting up and down. Keep those arms where they are. We go back to lifting one arm, the head and the chest. Take the opposite leg away. Come back down, swapping sides. The arm, the head, and the chest, opposite leg. And down. Lifting up. And down. If your shoulders are tensing, bend the arms more. Lifting up. And down. 2 more on each side. Lifting up. And down. Up. And down. Squeeze the bottom, pull the tummy in. Up. And down. This is your last one. Up. And down. Relaxing there. Push yourself back into a shell stretch. Bottom to the feet. Reach those arms out. Just try and creep those fingertips a little further forwards. And then we're going on to our hands and knees. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, your tummy is nice and tightened. So from here, we're taking opposite arm and leg, nice and long, and we lift. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control down to your mat. Changing sides, opposite arm and leg, lift. As they go long, we hold, control, back down. So we want to make a nice long line from the tips of the fingers to the ends of your toes. It does not matter how high or low you're lifting here. What we're looking for is the length. So you're straightening as much as you can through your elbow and your knee. Get your tummy nice and tightened. So you've got a long line through your back. And your balance is nice and strong. Bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders will also help you with your balance. So if they start to creep too far away from you, you're going to feel really wobbly as you start to lift away. Take nice deep breaths. Put 2 more on each side. Reaching out and lift. Holding. Control back down. Long and lift. Holding. Control back down. One more time each side, reaching long and lift. Coming back down. Last time here, reach long and lift. Control back down. So to add more movement in, we're still reaching nice and long and lifting here. You're going to bring your hand and your knee in to meet in the middle. Reach back out long. Then come down to the floor. Swapping sides. Reach long and lift. The hand and the knee come in. Reach back out long. Down to the floor, swapping sides. So you're getting that nice long line. Challenging your balance as you bring the hands and the knee in. Again, reach out, get that length before coming back down. Reaching out and down. You've got 2 more on each side. Long and lift. Remember to breathe. Reach out and down. One more on each side. This is your last one here. Long and lift. Come in. Reaching out and down, relaxing there, roll through your wrists. We're staying on our hands and knees. This time, you're going to be tucking your toes under.
If your wrists are sore from that last movement, you're just dropping yourself down onto your forearms. It's completely up to you which one you use, just make sure you're nice and comfortable. As you breathe out, you're going to pull your tummy all the way in, press into the hands and the feet, the knees lift just an inch or so from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So it's just a hover from the mat. If you're on your forearms, you're just slightly lower to the floor. Lifting up and down. And down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you. Your hands and your feet are there for support. You want to keep the back nice and long. So just make sure that as you're lifting, you're not dropping your head, which will add loads of tension to your neck. Look past the end of your mat. Got 4 more here. Lifting up and down. Deep breaths. I've lost count, so we'll do 1 more for luck. And down, relax there. Roll through those wrists. So now we're going to go into our full planks. So we're doing a little bit differently today. We're just going to add a downward dog movement in so that we're getting a stretch through the back of the legs. So from your hands and knees, I just want you to take your hands and your knees a little bit further away from your body. You can be on your forearms, so just remember if you need to rest the wrists, drop down. Staying nice and tucked under. If your feet slip on your mat, come onto a carpeted area, or if you have a band, you can use that. So from here, you're going to push your bottom up so it's nice and high in the air. So you're making a triangle position. And you should feel a stretch in the back of your legs. You're then going to bring your body forward. You might have to adjust your hand position slightly to come into your plank in that nice long line. Holding there, take a deep breath in and out. Put those knees down. When you're ready, we go again. Push the bottom up high. Get a nice stretch. Think of pushing those heels down if you can. Tuck your bottom under. Come into a nice long line. Squeeze your bottom. Pull your tummy in. Breathe in and out. Put those knees down. So there's no rush here. You can take your time as you're going through that movement. Tucking under into that long line, holding there, breathe in and out, put those knees down. So if you are on your forearms, you're just going to be a little bit lower to the ground as you come into your downward dog and your plank. But it's the same thing, breathe in and out, come back down. We've got 2 more of these, pushing up, forwards into your plank, holding there, breathe in and out, come down. This is your last one. Pushing up high, tucking under, long line, breathe in and out. Bring those knees down. Relax there, roll through those wrists. If they are really sore, just tuck your hands under, pressing into the floor. That will help stretch them out. Nice deep breaths, control that breathing. Good, then we're going to take a roll through the shoulders. You can come into a standing position if you prefer. I'm going to stay kneeling so I'm in shot. So a nice big circle back of the shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. And forwards. We're going to bring those arms out nice and long, lifting yourself up, stretching over. Come back to the centre. We're lifting all the way up. We're stretching over. One more time on each side. Lift up and over. We're lifting up and over. and relaxing there. That's the end of class.